Well, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're live in these stock market streets, seeing what we can see. Good morning, everybody. Let me turn on some lights. Let there be light. Let there be light. And there was light. Good morning, everybody. We'll give the platforms a chance to tell everybody that we're here before I just dive right in, because there's no reason to take time and spend time, but you got to give the platforms a chance to tell the people, tell the people. They got to tell the people that we're here. So let me give them a chance to do that. But we see that the stock market is right now, SPX is at 59.26. Where did we close yesterday? Anybody remember? I think we closed around 59.20, 21 and some change. I think I remember this because I had 59.20 as my strike, 59.20, and it got breached just a little bit. It got breached just a little bit, and that costs a little bit of money. Hold on real quick. I sent a quick message. Here we go. I think I got it. I want to make sure I didn't forget that. Hey, happy midweek. Wise Flame, Awakened Vibrations with Nicole. Hey, Nicole. Hey, 21 and some change, Janae. Happy midweek. Yes, 21 and some change. Definitely 21, I think. 55, 21, and 55 cents. I think that's what's sticking in my head. So yeah, still turned out profitable yesterday. I think almost everybody still ended up with profits yesterday. This is always a good thing. We still come up with profits. Yes. Seems like every dip is being bought. The dips, we're in a dip buying season. Good morning, Carla. We're in dip buying season. All right. Now, today we got some stuff coming that we will have to contend with, but we trade what we see in these parts. So, come what may, we trade what we see. So it looks like the VIX is at 19, which is fairly low. VIX down, market up. We kind of know how that goes right now. VIX below 20. Yesterday we started off with the VIX at 22 or something like that. The market didn't even dip. It gapped up and kept running yesterday, which I was just showing that. I can go back to SPX now so I can really show what the market did yesterday. This is what it did. Basically, it was a gap and a go. Gap and go yesterday. These are the leftovers from my recap video. And listen, if you aren't watching my recap videos, you need to do better, because I did a recap video yesterday. Come on, I want to move this over. Recap video, which basically where I showed the trades I took yesterday and the thought behind the trades from yesterday. And then after all that's done, I talk about what profits. But we saw yesterday, basically the market gapped up and then it kept going. It was a gap and go, but it left behind a gap, and SPX don't like leaving gaps. So just know that this gap that was left behind will need to be filled at some point. We do have some data coming today, not necessarily saying it's going to dip and get it today, but it could. It very well could dip down and get it. Good morning, Iola. But yesterday, I made $780 from SPX and XSP. Took a few losses in some of the trades, but the whole overall day was $780. Yes, we'll take it. The membership is open at the $97 price point, and you need to jump on this. It closes up this week. Well, the membership won't close this week, but it will. The price will change at the end of this week. So if you're trying to trade SPX and XSP with us, getting the trade alerts and all those good things, you need to come on if you want to do it for $97. So let's go. We're at 1898 as far as the VIX goes. That's where we are with that. All right. Trade truces are clearly bullish, but have a crucial flaw. One off deals, postponements, and agreements to talk further mask a key issue. They can't scale. You can't scale those, right? U.S. futures hit a pause and countdown to NVIDIA, which is having earnings today after the market closes. NVIDIA suppliers fix Blackwell rack issues in boost of sales. Tariffs latest nation's race to cut deals with Trump. GameStop buys Bitcoin worth $513 million in a crypto push. Abercrombie stock soars 24% after quarterly sales beat. Good for them. Musk criticizes Trump's big, beautiful spending bill. Fannie and Freddie over-the-counter shares climb as Trump prepares to take firms public. Okay. What else is over here? Oh, Sheen aims for a Hong Kong listing after London IPO stalls. Sheen. Oh, yeah, but people be buying up that Sheen boy, Sheen, however, I think it's called Sheen. When I lived in the Middle East, in the Middle East, Sheen was a big thing people were buying when I lived in Bahrain. Sheen was all the rave, and then we come here and then everybody starts buying Sheen over here. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Okay, I of course wait all that time, and then you want to do. Elon Musk says Trump's spending bill undermines the work Doge has been doing. GameStop shares rise as a retailer meme stock buys first Bitcoin batch, scooping up 500 million. GameStop got money for that. Okay, you got money. You got money. Dick's Sporting stands by full year guidance, even with tariffs looming. Macy's CEO says retailer will hike some prices as tariffs cut into the profits. Abercrombie & Fitch soars at 25%. I think we just mentioned that. As far as our pre-market stuff goes, the Dow futures is down 10, which is almost like being flat. S&P futures is up. NASDAQ futures is green. Oil, well, S&P futures is barely up. It's up 4, which is almost flat as well. Oil and 10-year bonds are also green. Stock futures are little changed as investors brace for NVIDIA earnings. See, I don't really know if we're bracing for NVIDIA earnings. That's all the way at the end of the day. Really what we're bracing for is them FOMC meeting minutes. Why is that not being mentioned? That happens at 2:00 today before NVIDIA. Now, they both carry their own bit of weight. I get that, but listen, all the pieces. Europe is red except for the FTSE Milano. There's much more to come. UniCredit raises stake in Greek bank Alpha, shares rise 6%. And in Asia, we're red across the board. Asia Pacific markets trade mixed after Wall Street gains on EU tariff delay. They're not fooling me. They're not fooling me. Instacart names Chris Rogers as CEO after Fiji Simo exit for OpenAI. So Fiji Simo left and went to another company, and Instacart had to get somebody new, had to get somebody else. Okay, this is what I was talking about. They talking about NVIDIA is the thing we're waiting for, but ain't nobody mentioned that 2:00 today we getting these FOMC meeting minutes. How we gonna just skip over that? This is gonna happen before NVIDIA comes, and I'm not saying NVIDIA won't carry its weight, Janae. I'm just saying that other stuff is happening in the world too, right? Other stuff is going on, but besides NVIDIA. Hey Ward, hey Tanya, hey Cassandra. And hey, my day, Littlefield. Well, today we've got Richmond Manufacturing Index at 10:00. 2:00, we've got FOMC meeting minutes. And at 4:30, we've got the API weekly statistical bulletin. Tomorrow morning before the market opens, we've got the preliminary GDP quarter over quarter, unemployment claims, GDP price index, all happening at 8:30. 10:00, we've got an orange folder pending home sales, and the rest of the day tomorrow will be yellow folders. And then on Friday, we've got core PCE price index. All right. Let's see what's happening in investing.com. Investing.com probably is going to tell us the same stuff that we were just told. Come on. We were just told in, what's his name? Let's jump to earnings while we wait for that to decide it wants to populate. Earnings today, as I mentioned, we had Dick's this morning, Abercrombie & Fitch, Kingsoft Cloud, Macy's, VNet, Frisia, Capri, BMO, Eagle Point. That was all this morning before the open. This afternoon after close, we've got NVIDIA, Salesforce, C3 AI is happening after market today. Pure Storage, Sentinel One. All right. Thursday morning, tomorrow before the market opens, we've got Foot Locker, Best Buy, Solaris, Burlington, Futu, Kohl's, Roy Van Lee, Movado Group. I think I mentioned everybody. Hormel and Kohl's. I was going to say Cormel, but it's just going to put them together. Are you just going to put them all in one name? Nope. Not. And Roy Van Sciences. Tomorrow after market closes, we've got Costco and Dale and Marvell, Gap, American Eagle. That's all happening tomorrow after the market closes. Okay. Investing.com has us with FOMC member Williams will speak at 9 o'clock this morning. 10 o'clock, we got Richmond Manufacturing. 10:30, Dallas Fed Services Revenue. 5-year no auction at 12 o'clock. And then at 2 o'clock, we've got FOMC meeting minutes is happening at 2 o'clock today. All right. That's all that's going on over there. Let's move on to seeing what we already. Every dip was bought. As soon as it acted like it was going to come down just a little bit, the dip was bought. It was like, I thought we were going to have a little bit of a pullback in the afternoon to pull us back off of 59.20 because I needed us off of 59.20. And I thought, okay, cool. We just going to hold on. If it come down to like 12, 13, maybe it'll hold. As soon as it got to 345, and it was doing good at 345. I think it was 350. 350, 352, it decided it was ready to run, and it ran on into the close right back up to 39.21 and some change. I thought my strike was safe. It wasn't. So we had a little bit of a breach. Not much, though. Wasn't too bad. Adam says, nonstop rally in SPX since longs triggered on the 5802. I wonder if that's 802 or should that be 902? Let me go look because I want to make sure. I think that may need to be 902. No, it's 5802. Okay, it's the right thing. 5802, 5807 reclaim on Sunday. And as warned, since let runners work, my target this week was 59.13, which was hit. The bonus was 59.23, which was hit. 59.32, it was hit overnight. Plan today, the Bulls want to flag above 59.13, which keeps 59.44, 59.57, 59.62 alive. We dip only if we get below 58.97. The gap between ES and SPX is 13 points. And why do I mention that? Well, if you look at Adam's tweets, Adam trades the ES. He trades ES futures. Well, we trade SPX. So there is a gap between those two charts. So I have to look at the gap in order to translate his numbers from ES into SPX. And right now that gap is about 13 points. At the end of this month, it's going to switch over to the next quarter's nomenclature, and then this gap will widen again, and we'll go from there. But at this point, subtract 13 from his numbers if you want SPX numbers, okay? The range for XSP, if you're trading XSP, 589 is the low area, 597 is the high, and that's just a range. So if you're looking at trading, of course, we trade credit spread, so we want to be outside of the upper and the lower ranges for our trades. And if we got a range for XSP, 589, 597. Those who trade with me, put this stuff on your chart. Put this stuff on your chart so you know what you're looking at during the day, because I'm telling you, when it's the midst of the price action and it's doing all its moving, you forget all this stuff. It needs to be on your chart because that's what we're looking at all day long is the chart. Okay. All righty. I think I'm going to go to, speaking of charts, I'm going to go there next. I'm going to go back to the chart next. We'll talk about the membership after we look at some charts. It's a little bit after 9. Let's go see what the indices are doing. Oh, that's not what I wanted to pop up on the screen. Okay, so let's go. SPX. Let me close some stuff up so that way my computer will move a tad faster. I did not turn it off last night. So then when I hopped on it this morning and started to do all that I started doing, it was automatically moving slow. Come on, baby. You can work. You can work. You can work. Take some stuff off my chart. There we go. I hope y'all watch those recap videos, the recap videos that I put out. I put a recap video out yesterday to show our trades from yesterday and how did our trading go. I'll try to do that each day so we can see how did we place our trades? What did we do? Thought process behind it, trade psychology. What are our thoughts? All those good things. We need those. Okay, this is SPX. Got a couple of gaps that are identified here. The gap yesterday as it gapped up, the gap and go. This is called gap and go. Just keeps it moving. Keep it moving. But there's a gap below here. Now there's two gaps that were left behind. So this gap is from 58.03-ish all the way up to 58.54. Pretty big gap that now needs to be that will now want to be filled. You know, SPX likes to fill its gaps. Where are my indicators? Where did all the indicators go? None of my indicators are even over here to put on the chart. What happened? Where my stuff go? Where my stuff go? I need a moving average or something in here. There's nothing here to even turn on. Okay. This is where we are. Basically, we closed at 59.21.53. We've got resistance definitely up here at 59.62. That's about 40 points away. So we'll see how the day. Hey, Denise said I'm a little bit late today. Well, I was a little bit late too. So you just in time, sis. You just in time. All right, let's go look at SPY. I have no clue where my indicators went. Maybe I need to refresh, but I dare not push the refresh button right now while this call is going because it's liable to take forever to fill up. Well, you know, SPY filled the gap. Well, SPY also has post-market and time it can fill its gap. SPY filled that gap. When it gapped up, it dropped and filled it and went on. I told y'all yesterday that SPY, they don't like to leave those gaps behind. And you know what, though? If you're looking for a strategy, this is not investment advice, but I'm telling you, if you're looking for a buyer strategy that you want to trade every single day, I'm telling you, this is one right here. If you're looking for a strategy that you want to trade every single day as a buyer, trade that overnight gap. If you trade the overnight gap strategy, whenever the indices, you can trade it just on the indices, whether that be SPY or Triple Q, IWM, it'll work on there too. IWM, they all fill those gaps. But decide when it gaps up or down that it's going to fill this gap. If you trade the gap fill strategy, I'm telling you, I started working on it, but I'm just not a buyer. That's really what my biggest issue is. I'm a seller of options. I'm not a buyer of options. But for those who are buyers, who want to be buyers, if you trade the gap fill, if you look at this chart, which I did not plan to do this, but if you look at this chart and you see this is SPY right here, you see every time it makes a gap, right? So SPY from here, it would have closed right here. And then it gapped down to here. Let me make this as big as possible. So everybody who's now tuned in, because I know I caught your attention when I said if you're looking for a strategy, right? This is where SPY was on this particular day. It gapped down to here, right? This is where it opened. It opened at the top of this candle right here. And it ran up to here, which means it filled the gap. And then it pulled all the way back and kept going back down. But it filled that gap first. That's what this wick is. This wick is all price action of it filling the gap that it left when it gapped down, because it gapped down to the open. The top of this box is the open. And it price went up and it filled that gap, and then price went on back down and closed, right? So then it closed down here. This one here didn't have as much of a gap to do, but this one here, same thing. It closed here. It gapped down, right? It gapped down and then filled all of this gap going up. This is all a gap fill. So you could, you could have made all this whole day was filling the gap. This is where it closed. It closed up here. At the top of this green candle is where SPY closed. It gapped down here and filled the gap all day. Right? Same thing happened here yesterday. It closed right here. It gapped up to the bottom of this box, and then it dropped back all day, picked up all of that gap, and then ran back up. You can trade the gap fill every single day and make money. And even on the days that it doesn't show that it's going to gap fill, if you don't see it do like it's going to gap fill, like this one, it dropped down and filled the gap. If on the days it don't feel like it's going to do it, just don't trade that. But shoot, look at all the days that it did it. It's so many days you could just do that and make your money every day. I'm talking myself back into it. I'm talking myself back into the strategy. It's because if you want to pay attention and watch that, if you're a buyer, again, I'm not really a buyer of options. I am a seller of options. But if you're a buyer, you could trade spot every single day for gap fills, and the same thing happens on Triple Q. But it's called a gap fill, or the Globex gap fill strategy. As a buyer, you can trade it as a buyer. That's not a seller strategy. It's a buyer strategy. Anyway, back to where we were, Jack. Y'all know I will go off on rabbit trails, but that's a good strategy for those who will be interested in buying. And I know some people watch me who are buyers. Everybody's not a seller. Anyway, this is where, see, my chart is all jacked because it's not even showing me the pre-market stuff. Why am I not seeing extended hours? It's not even showing me like, it's the market ain't open. Why are you not showing me the orange? And why is it not showing me the, it should be showing me the different color. Why are you tripping? Trading panel, replay trading. It should be showing me the different color of my thing. Why it's not even acting right? You're not acting right. Something has happened to my chart. I do need to refresh it. Anyway, this is what we're looking at. The price does seem to be moving, but when you're in the pre-market and the post-market, you get the different color, like the pretty pinkish color and the blue. I don't even have that. What is going on with my chart? Ah la la. Okay. It's at 591.62. Yeah, this is all today. Today's the 28th. Yep, it gapped down and it's moving around. See, I need the color to let me know it closed over here. You know how you get used to stuff? And where is my stuff at? Where is my stuff? So anyway, SPY is at 591. It closed 591.59. It closed at 591.33. So there's not much of a gap going at this point. We got about 11 minutes before the market opens. Let's go to Triple Q. I got myself distracted talking about the gaps. This is Triple Q. It closed at 521.39 yesterday, and it's at 522.35 right now. So it's got a little bit more of a gap up. It gapped down this morning, pulled back a little bit, and now it has filled its own little overnight gap. But when you mention making money all day, does it mean 24/7? You can. I mean, some of these do, like SPY trade 24/7. Forex futures trades through the night. You could crypto trade all day, every day. You could, it depends on what you want to trade. If I traded more things that were all day, every day, I would never leave my computer. And that's not the life I need to live because I'm already on it too much. But when you can trade other vehicles, you could literally sit on your computer way too much. You could do way too much, and I would be trying to do too much. But yeah, you could. So Triple Q looks like it's going to be a little bit of a gap up. Let's go look at IWM. IWM closed yesterday at 207 and some change. Look at 207.84, and it's almost at that same place, 207.72. It gapped down this morning, dropped a little bit in the dip to 206, and then it's now back up at 207.72. I'm definitely going to turn my computer off and back on so I can get on my chart back to right before the market opens. No sleep, only trading. Almost like a video gamer. Video gamers, they'll just stay on their computers all day and play video games all day and all night. I can't live that life. I cannot. I'm actually thinking now, I want to trade today, but I also feel like I need to get out in the sunshine a little bit because I stayed on my computer all day yesterday. But I need to be, I say need, I really want to be able to trade, but I really want to go to the gym today too. I need to go to the gym today because I feel like I really want to go and get out in the sunshine and go lift a few weights. And, I was on vacation last week and I feel like I'm still on vacation this week, but if I vacation too many weeks, I won't be at the gym. Like, gym, what gym? Who needs the gym? All righty. So our Option Seller Zone membership, where we learn, trade, and profit the seller's way. We do 0 DTE trading with SPX and XSP, profitable strategy with less screen time, daily profits to grow your account with training and support. What do we cover inside of the membership? We cover group trading. Each day we trade together. Seller strategy with credit spreads, SPX, XSP, one-on-one sessions, private Telegram, access to me, all the good stuff, right? All the good stuff. We just focusing on 2 stocks, which that's why I need to sit here today to focus, because I really want us to get XSP down pat. You are not going to beat me, XSP. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. Okay, we will conquer you. So you can get one-on-one coaching, even if you're not in my membership. This is a paid service, obviously. If you're in the membership, you get it. But if not, one-on-one coaching. For those who just need to get fine-tuned, you can join the membership over at bit.ly/E2T-membership. The price is $97 a month until the end of this week, and the price is going to change. But if you're looking for just a one-on-one, maybe you need just some fine-tuning, you can go to my website and get signed up for just one-on-one sessions with me, educator-to-trader.com, and that can help you determine what do you need to going forward. You might be, trying to figure out what is it that you need, or you might have a problem with the trade. You need, adjustments in some trades that you're in. I have a guy who reaches out to me and periodically, and we just go through his list of trades that he's in and help him maneuver what he's already selected. And we work through all that and get him set to move forward. Whatever it is you need, we do that. We do that too. Get you a strategy set up. If you want to talk about how can you set up your gap, your Globex gap strategy, we can talk about that. I might not be trading it. It doesn't mean I don't know how to trade it. All right. Doesn't mean I don't know how. We will not be beat, Tanya. XSP is not going to get us. We know how to make it work, and you are going to bow, XSP. You are going to bow. We're made for this. Yes. All right. Our trader declaration. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My account's growing steadily. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I'm a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. It is you who gives us the power to get wealth, Lord. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, amen. All righty. So we've covered what we needed to cover today. We are going into the market to pull out some profits and pull out some premiums because they belong to us, right? The market is for us and we are for the market. I made a post today that said the market is for everybody, but everybody's not for the market. Even though everybody's not for the market, we are. We are for the market because we know what we're looking at. And we got some skill, we got some strategy, and we're going to get what we can get. There's so many ways to make money out of the market, so many ways to pull profits out of this market. And one of the ways that I teach is that we pull out as sellers. We pull money out as sellers. So if you want to hang out with us and pull profits out of the market with us, come on over to the membership. That's where I do all of my teaching, training, coaching. Everything I do happens inside of my membership. All righty. So We're going to do 3 things today. We're going to stay green. We're going to get this money, and we're going to have a great green day. All right. I will see you all in the market. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye.